Please remember to like the video and also consider subscribing.
Dr. Hall we want. Dr. Hall we want. If Dr. Hall no come down here, me no excited. Me prefer to go vote for Danny Lawrence. That one me not say no lie.
Okay, thank you.
No lie. Me not say no lie. So we know so we can win. With Dr. Hall. Dr. Hall can win Eastern Westmoreland. You can't come win Dayton, me tell her that. You can't win. No matter who you have against you. If you don't have local supporters and you don't have Dr. Hall supporters, you can't win.
Alright, so because of how the process ended, I think there is a disconnect between some of the persons within the constituency and how we got to a decision. And so there is a need to inform them as to how we got to where we are. And I believe that once we're able to do that, once we're able to continue the dialogue, then I think that everything will be fine. We're going around, meeting with persons. I was in White House last week, was at the executive on Sunday. I'm here now, going to Betteltown after, then back to White House, and tomorrow again I'm in the constituency. So I'll be here several days each week. I also will be residing in the constituency as well, which is something that they were concerned about as to whether or not that would take place. So they can rest assured that I will actually be very accessible because I'll be residing in the constituency. Now, I don't have a problem with persons expressing their concerns. Clearly they were invested in supporting a candidate, and naturally they would want to know why that person is not going forward, and I think we have a duty to explain to them why. So I don't take that as an offense at all. I think it's something that is necessary and important to do, and I have all the time to do so. What I've done is to commit myself to go around, speak to the persons. Of course, there are a lot of persons who are supporting. Way more persons supporting than persons who are disgruntled. But I have committed myself to...
I am Karen Hilton from Eastern Westmoreland. How Dr. Dayton Campbell lose in St. Anne's by 2,000 and more votes. Luther lose in Eastern Westmoreland by 11 votes. Why you want to take Dayton within 2,000 votes come to Eastern Westmoreland? I need Dayton Campbell must go back to Eastern Westmoreland to St. Anne's, clean up his mess, because apparently he did something wrong why he lose such a margin. We had our own Member of Parliament here that is ready, willing and ready, who is working the ground. A product from the soil of Eastern Westmoreland, we are going to vote for. We need Dr.
Glenville Hall.
If we cannot get Dr. Glenville Hall, it is only fair to bring back Luther Buchanan to Eastern Westmoreland.
So you're saying if you don't get Dr. Hall, you're not voting?
We are not voting. We are not voting.
Not even working or working.
No Dr. Hall, no vote.
Not even working our work election day.
What we love.
If it is not our wish.
So did they give any explanation why they're placing Dr. Campbell here?
He does not meet the threshold. But they are considering extending him to Hanover. So what is the difference between this Eastern Westmoreland seat and Hanover? The threshold. What is the difference?
Eastern Westmoreland want Dr. Hall. Him and the people in front of him. So what about him from his own place? And
State Minister for National Security Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn is advocating for better ways to identify perpetrators of criminal offences who suffer from mental illnesses. She was speaking at the Paint for Mental Health workshop in recognition of World Mental Health Day yesterday. Mrs. Cuthbert-Flynn emphasized that individuals who struggle with undiagnosed mental issues require special institutions where assistance, treatment, and guidance concerning their mental health status will be addressed. She said all too often individuals with mental illnesses are not afforded the understanding and support they need within the justice system. She stressed the point that the justice system should and could do more to help persons with mental health challenges. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has explained that the dengue mitigation funds he announced yesterday are aimed at filling the gap between the Health Ministry's response and extra support through Members of Parliament for targeted community response. The Health Ministry is already conducting dengue programs to include fogging and public health education campaigns. The $2 million initiative announced by Mr. Holness yesterday involves getting householders to be vigilant in the removal of mosquito breeding sites in their immediate environment. It also involves each Member of Parliament making arrangements with the National Solid Waste Management Authority to clear breeding sites in open lots in communities. Mr. Holness noted that householders need to ensure that flower pots and old appliances at their residences are free of mosquito larvae. 2 men died from injuries sustained in a collision along Cumberland Boulevard in Port St. Catherine this morning. Dead are 20-year-old Ajani Carnegie of Dreamland Drive, Old Brayton, and 22-year-old Karen Lee Stewart of Caymanas Gardens, both in Portmore. Reports said at about 8 a.m., Carnegie, who was driving his motorcycle along the roadway, attempted to overtake a line of traffic. He reportedly lost control of the bike and collided with Stewart's motorcycle. The police were alerted, and on their arrival, both men and a female pillion were transported to hospital, where the men succumbed to their injuries. The female is being treated. Investigations continue. Opposition spokesman on transport McKay Phillips says the Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC is operating on life support. He said Transport Minister Darrell Vaz failed to address the ongoing issues affecting the JUTC in his presentation in Parliament yesterday. Mr. Phillips lamented that the new fare increase does not apply to the government-run bus company, adding that many areas still do not have enough buses. Culture Minister Olivia Grain says her ministry is doing its best to preserve the Jamaican heritage in schools. This is being done through partnership with the Ministry of Education. The matter was discussed in Parliament yesterday after questions were raised about children's involvement and sensitization about Jamaica's culture and heritage.